Welcome to another episode of The Love Witch. We're so happy to be here with you again today. And in today's topic, we're going to be discussing the issue of virus, which is so timely and so relevant with what's been going on in the world. However, you'll probably learn some things today that you've never heard or associated with the energy of virus. And this is something that you can do for yourself. Because when it comes to the energy of virus, they actually are attracted to unworthiness issues or beliefs that we carry. And so every individual out there has the ability to go into areas of their life and into their past and anything that they still carry where they're feeling unworthy, and to really shift that energy through healing it and then making yourself stronger and having stronger, more resilient immunity towards any type of virus. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're also going to be sharing some ways that you can look at what you learned from the virus and how you can strengthen your own worth and how you show up for yourself in life. So thank you again for tuning in with The Love Witch. We're here to raise the love vibration on earth, spread the love, and help you find your soulmate. And we do that through what? Self-love. We start right here, folks, and as we build our self-love and our value and our worth, and we are living our purpose, we magnetize our highest potential soulmate to us. It's just a fact. So we're going to cover a lot of things here on The Love Witch, which we always do every single week. We select a new card from the Spiritual Anatomy Divination card deck. Now, these are available if you're ever interested. All the links are below the video. My daughter and I actually did the cards. She did all the paintings. I wrote the book. And these are available. We sell these as custom orders. We always have a few on hand, but we do sell these, and we've been selling them to many different countries. A lot of people that are already psychic readers like these cards. A lot of healers use these cards. But a lot of individuals that don't necessarily work with the public like to use them for personal guidance because they are based on mind, body, spirit. So there are some cards in here that would relate to physical ailments and then tell you what emotional or spiritual issue you have and how you can go about healing that. So they're really, really amazing cards. There's nothing like them. And if you're ever interested, yeah, get your own set. Their link is below the video. So thank you so much for tuning in. I see Allison is here. Welcome, Allison. It's very nice to see you. Thank you. You know what? We are having a nice day. The sun is out today. So yes, we love it when you tune in from the UK. We get so many viewers over there. We're so happy about that. So I love tapping in with you guys and connecting with you over there. Thank you very much, Allison. All right. So I guess we should just get started, huh? Should I go ahead and?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. I'm going to read from the book so that you get the actual interpretation, and then we're going to open up some more conversation and discuss it. Okay. So as we move into that card, do you want to put the card up on the screen? I think I've got one in there. Oh, you got it. Thank you. Okay. All righty. So, okay. And this was one of Lonnie's paintings that she had. The original was up on the wall, and I just loved it. It was so captivating. Every time I look at that painting, I was like, must be like definite past life. Like I'm really vibrating with that. Like, oh, I remember those masks when they had to burn herbs in them so you wouldn't smell the dead. Really, it was during the plague, right?
Yeah. They thought that if they burned like flowers and herbs inside of those kind of plague doctor masks, that would keep them from getting the Black Plague. But
yeah.
I don't think it was very effective, but they definitely tried their best.
Yeah,
they have a very distinctive image too.
Absolutely. So every time I see those masks, I'm like, like a little shock goes through my whole system. All right. So virus. When this card is selected, it indicates that you have a health issue caused by a virus. Just as the law of attraction works with people, it also works with viruses. Your body is subjected to viruses on a frequent basis. but you only attract the ones that resonate with you. Viruses are mostly held to a person through beliefs and feelings of unworthiness. You may change those beliefs and feelings and release the virus that's inside your body. Remember, your body always wants to heal. Even if you're not aware of a current virus, you would still benefit from doing healing on your worthiness issues. Some viruses make the host think that they do not have anything wrong with them or may influence them by projected thoughts to avoid treatment. In working with a virus, it is very important to heal the host of feeling unworthy and also the virus of feeling unworthy. You are precious and loved and valuable to Earth. Someone in your past made you doubt those things about yourself, but it is time for you to regain that inner worth. Creator made you as perfection. All the things that are thought as of flaws are simply different varieties of perfection. Embrace all that you are and release any unworthiness now. And some alternate additional meanings. Meditate and witness the virus change to a harmless form and be released from your body. Negativity attracts viruses. Release the habit of negative thinking. If you have doubted your worthiness, know that Creator made you perfect. HIV, AIDS, herpes virus, Bell's palsy, some cancer, Epstein-Barr virus, hepatitis, flu, shingles, and warts are viruses. Heavy metals attract viruses. You or somebody you know may be affected by a virus and would benefit from belief and feeling work, cleanses, and increased nutrition. And I wanted to start right there at the end because I was actually having a conversation about this yesterday with so many people now have had coronavirus, COVID, whatever the current name is, they've had it, right? And so many people still don't have their scent back. They don't have their taste back. They may still be feeling fatigued. It is so very, very important to increase your nutrition, to give the cells in your body way more nutrition than they normally have. When you have a virus attack your body, it can do a lot of damage, and your body is repairing. It is trying to rebuild and get back to a healthy status quo, but you can really do your part by giving it extra nutrition. I mean, there are some people that we talked to that had the virus last year, and right away when it first came out and people became aware of it in the US, I think that was March, and still they're fatigued. Still they don't have their energy back. So what that tells you is that their body has taken a toll on their body, okay? Increased nutrition, super high power vitamins. You're not going to probably get those at Walmart. You're probably not going to get those at any drugstore. You want to get some really high quality vitamins. It may cost $100, $200 a month, but even if you just give yourself 30 to 60 days on a really high potent vitamin or nutritional supplement product to feed the cells and really help the recovery process and rebuild your immunity. That's really vitally important. So if you're watching this, you've had COVID or somebody else in your family has, let's look at getting them on really high nutrient vitamins so that they can rebuild and repair faster and better. They come back like the bionic man. It really does. You'll notice the energy difference immediately, and they'll get all their senses back and then just have a stronger immunity altogether. So that's first thing. That's really important. Now, of course, with the virus, we're not just talking about coronavirus or COVID. There's so many other viruses, like I listed some that I read off here. When it comes to any of the sexual viruses, STDs and different things like that, when you're working with people that have had herpes and maybe they've had it in their body for 20 years, 30 years, when I'm working with clients like that and I bring them back to the point in time when they first attracted it to them, and they always know when that is. And I talk to them about how they felt about themselves at that time. And it's always the same story. They were maybe sleeping around, being a little promiscuous, not really knowing their value or their worth, not having clear boundaries, maybe having some shady people in and out of their life. And they were usually in that state where they were feeling very low about themselves and then attracted the virus to them. And what you find out is that the virus is a beautiful teacher. Okay. So even though this occurred and they attracted this in, what they have probably learned from it this many years later is to value themselves more, take more time getting to know people, be more selective with who they have sex with. And so it's taught them more about how to love themselves and how to raise the bar on how they feel about themselves, who they share their time with and their energy with. So in that way, the virus is a good teacher. It's a game changer. It may change the way you've been living your life so that you are forced into a behavior pattern that's more self-loving. And I think that virus is amazing in that way because they do teach us, just like every single thing we go through in life, every hurdle teaches us lessons, life lessons. We're all evolving. And so it's not about having regret or remorse about the past. It's about getting that lesson and taking that into your future and just kind of embodying it right now. So do you want to add anything to that, Lonnie?
No, I think that's absolutely great.
Yeah.
I think, like you said before, every virus has lessons, so every virus kind of has different lessons too. So even if it's, like Corona or, I don't know, like I'm trying to think about other viruses right now. Corona seems to be the big one.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to actually ask you a couple questions maybe, because we were discussing some stuff before the show, and I think it'd be great to bring her into this conversation. Okay, so before the show, we were actually talking about many lessons that we have learned and people around us have learned through COVID this last year.
Yeah.
Right. And I find that the people that aren't getting the lesson, that still think that, they're living in fear, they're angry, maybe they were sick and they didn't have anyone to take care of them. So they're feeling, rejected, alone, abandoned. If they're vibing out in those energies, they're still in the energy of reattracting the virus, first of all. So we want to get people into that other energy, the energy of the lesson. So let's discuss some of the lessons that this virus has been teaching people.
Yeah, so I had COVID over Christmas. It was kind of
we had to cancel Christmas.
Kind of crappy. I had to stay home over Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and I missed New Year's, and was not feeling good anyways. So so it was kind of bad timing, but also I feel like it was the timing that was supposed to happen. And kind of like you said too, like there's definitely a spiritual component as well as like a biological component that happens with viruses, but it's the spiritual component is sort of like what makes you sort of align with it, right? And there's definitely lessons that I gained from it because during that time I was like forced to sit and be alone. You're in quarantine, and not only are you in quarantine, but you're really in quarantine. So I was definitely spending a lot of time by myself. And for me, the biggest symptom was fatigue. I didn't really have much of a cough. I didn't have a lot of the more extreme symptoms. So I'm really thankful for that. But for me, it was definite like extreme fatigue. I was sleeping like 16 hours a day, and just completely lost my sense of smell, my appetite, and like had to set timers on my phone to remind myself to eat.
Yes.
Because I just had no appetite, and I was like, oh my God, I'm like feeling lightheaded. I'm like, oh, I haven't eaten in like a day and a half. So having to like remind myself things like that was a little bit spooky, but it taught me so much because it was the extreme end of the opposite of self-care. I was like forced to be like, okay, I need to set timers on my phone to eat every like 4 hours for, regularly, so that I'm like constantly putting something in my body, some kind of nutrition, and increasing my nutrition levels, giving myself permission to sleep too, instead of feeling guilty and being like, oh my God, there's so many things that I could be doing and stressing about it. I'm like, no, my self-care is my priority. And being forced to put my self-care as a priority, giving myself permission to just say, this is what my body is asking for and quite literally demanding so that I can be alive and so that I can heal. And I think that that's a great, kind of metaphor for life too. Like when your body and your energy and your spirit tells you you need to do things to heal, and you need to trust that, whether somebody agrees with it or not, you need to trust what you need to do to heal. And that was the biggest lesson for me.
So talk to us also about like the emotional things that are some of the decisions that you had made and then what you had to reflect upon when you were healing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So in that quarantine time, there was a lot of reflection, and it was the 2 weeks until I was no longer contagious, but I had the lingering fatigue for, I mean, honestly, probably at least a month after getting COVID, and then it was still kind of trickling out. I still don't have my smell completely back, and I actually kind of joke about this because I have a cat, and I poor guy. I'm like, I can't smell his box, which used to be like, oh, like it's been a day or two. I'm gonna go scoop it, and now I have to set timers on my phone for that because I'm like, that's so gross. Sorry. Sorry about that. That's gross. But I can smell like perfumes, which is great, but I can't smell any of like, I can't smell gas. I can't smell kind of like the lesser like attractive smells, which some people are like, oh, that's so nice. I'm like, no, it's really not. Like, I'm missing out a little bit. You know, they're not great smells, but I still want to smell them.
Well, it'd be nice to know if you had BO or something, right?
Yeah. Or like a gas leak, like
yes.
danger. And also, oh my God, yeah, BO. I'm like having to like triple check, like extra spray when I leave. So I'm like, what if I don't know?
So you're one of those people, and you didn't do anything really different, like you were eating good and healthy, but you didn't add supplements to your
I didn't.
Right.
No, I didn't add supplements, but I did eat like a lot of kale. I was really focusing on superfoods, a lot of organic blueberries, and then just trying to eat as clean as possible. So like cutting out a lot of sugar, a lot of like breads, any unnecessary things that I was contributing to my diet and my well-being. I had to really focus on just, you know, and it didn't have to be organic because, you know, I mean, I couldn't really do my own shopping at the time, but just anything, lots of kombucha, things that were very good for like immune system boosting, miso soups, anything that was going to be really good for like gut flora and helping to boost like healthy bacteria in your body, because that's going to help just make your immune system stronger and help you fight off the virus faster.
Right. So like any of the superfoods,
many superfoods,
even acidophilus, rebuilding the flora, you know.
I didn't take it, but I should have.
Yeah. And I got some. I'll give you some when you leave.
Okay.
And when Bob had it, we put him on a regimen where it was like a powder, a tea, and pills, and it was all came together. And I have no reason to advertise this other than it was a really good product. It was from the author of Mars and Venus. So is it John Gray?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't read it. I've heard of it.
So anyways, if you go to his website, Mars and Venus, I think it's marsandvenus.com or something like that. He has packages like that where it's like 3 products, and they're cleansing. They will help cleanse your liver. They will help cleanse different organs, and then giving your body the nutrients that it needs.
Nice.
So I immediately saw energy come back to him when he started taking that. And I would recommend doing that for a couple months at least to give your body what it needs and to help clear out the toxins of what you've gone through. You know, it's a cleanse and then rebuild.
And yes, and I think that's what helped me get my energy back faster. I think it also helps that I'm young. So, and I don't have a lot of health issues. So I think it was easier for me to kind of kick it out of my system. But during that time, I think I'm not going to downplay the contribution of like vitamins, self-care, and then also like doing the healing. Cause it was like, and then not just physical healing, it was like mental, spiritual healing. Yeah. Cause during that time I was forced, it was for the 2 weeks specifically. And then even from there, I was like still kind of struggling with like getting back on my feet physically. I really took a lot of space for myself. I kind of checked out for my roommates. I checked out for my friends a little bit, and I was like, y'all, I need to just like, I can't explain it. I know it sounds weird. I know it seems like I'm being like weird and distant, but I'm like, I'm going through like some kind of like spiritual transformation. Some kind of like, and you can't really explain that to people always, but you can just kind of say what you can say for them to understand. But I definitely was like, I gotta do me. Like, and it makes no sense, but I gotta do me. And in that time, I think I really recognized, we're talking about this just before we started filming, but I really recognized like a lot of areas in my life where I had put myself on the back burner, where I had like just accepted things instead of like created things. Actually, I wrote this down.
We're talking about this and we get all these ideas. Everything comes to us before the show. And so we're chatting and I'm like, write it down so you can say it specifically because it's just so super clear. Yeah.
So I said that I had been doing the best with what I had been given instead of creating what was best for me.
Creating. Okay.
Yes.
That's why I love it. So how many of you just make the best? Okay. We're taught that genetically. It's in our code. It's part of our survival. It's part of what our parents taught us. You know, what do they always say? Like, if you're given a lemon, make lemon juice or whatever, you know?
Make lemonade out of lemon.
Or whatever.
Make lemon juice. Ooh, yum. I can't wait to drink that.
I always get those things wrong. Anyway, yeah, so that's what it is. But you know, so that whole mindset is like, yes, there's something to be said about optimism and doing the best always, because there's always a silver lining. You can always be optimistic, and that's good. But so many of us have taken it too far, where we're settling and just trying to make the lemonade instead of ordering a martini.
Yeah, and that's what I love.
Right?
That I think we don't realize we're just like, oh, I've been given lemons, guess I gotta make lemon. It's like you can choose to, like, that's a great mindset for certain situations, but not every single situation has to be making lemonade out of lemons. Like, you can literally create martinis. Why would you settle for lemonade when you can have a martini?
Right. It's so important to remind you guys that you guys are creators. You get to create what you want. You don't have to do the best with what you've been given.
Yeah.
That's just the first step of being strong and affirmative. And but the next step is own it your life, make your decisions for what you want to create. Okay. Because whatever you put your focus on and your energy towards, you will bring to you, you will create, you have the ability to do it.
Yeah.
So you probably all have huge dreams and you didn't know that they were actually really obtainable because maybe you were told that they weren't. Maybe you thought you had to settle. Maybe no one in your family ever succeeded to that level. But when you realize, like, you can create it, you can be different than your family, you can leave the group consciousness of your family and create whatever it is that you want for yourself independently. And you'll actually elevate the status of your family. You'll put new seeds into their DNA. You'll up-level your family line from this point forward. So it's a blessing that lasts forever. So I really, really like to stress that, because everyone's, you know, well, this is what I have. Oh, well, I'll just do the best to get through the day again. And it's like, what kind of mindset is that? That is not a creator talking.
Mm-hmm.
That is somebody who's really accepted victimhood as part of their life. Okay. And so if you have found yourself there, and I confess, I've been there a million trillion times, but I don't think that way anymore. I no longer think of trying to make the best of the situation that I have. What I think of now is, what is it that I really want and how do I create it?
How do I make it happen?
How do I make it happen? Affirmative action plan.
Yeah.
And how do I get the laws of the universe to assist me in bringing it to me?
Yes.
Aligning us. It's energetic alignment. So I do my part and the universe does their part, and then it comes together. And it's so very important to know that you have this ability. Every single person has this ability, and it's all in your mindset. So wherever you've been realizing that you've been limiting yourself and maybe attracting more victimhood, attracting virus, attracting sickness, attracting poverty even, that you can literally just go, okay, let's just start over today. Let's forgive that. Let's release that old energy. And today I'm accepting the mindset of, I'm a creator.
Mm-hmm.
I work with the universe. God works with me, right? And you can tap into that energy and really shoot for the stars, really in a very concrete way, align yourself with what it is you truly, truly want, rather than trying to make the best of something.
And it's a journey too. There's still some days where I like struggle with it, where I'm like, oh man, like this, I guess I got to figure this out and I got to work with this, and oh no, and I get kind of like scared and overwhelmed. But I now that I've been through this experience, I know how to snap myself out of it and be like, nope, redirect. This is not the energy that we're accepting. This is like an old pattern, an old belief system, which is okay. Like, that's going to come up. Like, it's not an overnight process, but it will come up. And when it does, you have to go, nope, override the system, because
refresh the refresh button.
Refresh, because
refresh.
Yeah, like I create my reality. Why am I accepting a reality that was created from an old program? Like it's almost like having like one of those old Dell computers, you know, those big blocky ones. I think most people watching will know exactly what I'm talking about. But like, it's like having that and then trying to use that in 2021, right? Like, why would you be using an old computer in the current day and age when you need so much, you need so many more systems in place to be effective. So it's like, don't bring old belief systems into your current reality. If you want the reality where you're like quick, effective, healthy, strong, wealthy, positive, like, get a new computer. And that's your brain. So, and that's like rewiring the system. So then it's like, okay, like you have to consciously like update those programs and being like, all right,
And I actually like that you pointed that out, because this is a really concrete, easy way to find out where you might be settling. And this was like,
do you need a new computer?
Do you need a yeah, update
Might
your
be
system.
time.
Yeah. No, like literally, like I was pleased with my iPhone 7. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was using it I use it for my videos that I do every week. I have huge, photo storage on there. I'm pleased with it. It was completely paid off. I was happy with my payment and all of that. And one day I was in the tanning bed, and all of a sudden I got this message: why don't you have a newer phone? Like, go get yourself a newer phone. And I thought, what is holding me back from getting an improvement? What is holding me back from getting one of the newer versions of the iPhone? And I realized that I had some old programming about settling, about, the payment's good. I like it. Did I love it?
That's good enough.
And I'm like, no, I didn't, and so I kind of was like, and I've done that in a lot of areas of my life, throughout my life, where I don't have the newest and best. This is enough for me. This is okay for me. I don't need to have the best. You know what I mean? And it's like, why the hell not? Why don't you have the best? Right? Because if you don't have the best, it's because you settled for less than the best. So this epiphany just happened. I was in the tanning bed. I'm like, okay, creator's telling me go get a new iPhone. So I literally got out of there. I went to the AT&T store, talked to this girl. She's awesome, and worked me through it, helped me do everything. And you know what? I left with the iPhone 11, which I adore.
That's quite. That's 7 to 11. That's a nice upgrade.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yes, and my payment barely changed at all. It was so worth it. So that was just one of the silly little areas. So it's kind of like everyone's more familiar probably with going through their clothes and getting rid of stuff, right?
Ooh, I did that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
So like we're cleaning out different areas, and so you can kind of, like, my point is, look through your clothes and go, do I love it? Mm-hmm. Do I like it? Or am I saving it for when I'm skinnier? Or is this my goodwill pile? You know what I mean? Like, only keep the things you love. And if there's any area of your life that you can upgrade, that's a really good way to show yourself your worthiness, right? So anything that's not in love piles, let's kind of get rid of those right now.
I want to add to that too, because after I came back from COVID, once I got like a little bit of my energy back, I went through every single thing that I owned, every piece of clothing, every book, every random piece of paper. I went through literally I'm not kidding. It took me like 12 hours, which I don't have a lot of stuff to begin with, but it took me like 12 hours to go through every single thing that I owned. And I got rid of half of it because I was like, it was old. It was like I was saving it because I was like, oh, what if I'm going to need this like eventually? And I'm like, why? I can get a new one. I can upgrade. I can buy something better. I can find something better. When I need something, I will trust that the universe will provide me with exactly what I need when the timing is right. If I'm hanging on to it right now because of maybe possibly someday I'll use it, it's you're holding space for an energy that doesn't exist yet. It's dead energy. It's taking up space and energy in your life.
And it's a mindset based on scarcity.
Yes.
So you become overly abundant and hold on to it and hoard it because you know that you might go into lack next time and you want to still have something. That's a deep, deep, deep genetic program that we've been given by our ancestors. And so to free yourself of that, it's so much it's just a higher vibration. It's a much better way to live. It creates so much more abundance when you can easily release things in your life, allow the flow to circulate, have complete faith that better is always on its way, that you have it, that you're worthy of it. Of course you have the best. Of course the best wants you, and so it's a different mindset, and breaking that old genetic pattern is very important as we move forward. And as you just go through your daily life, right? And so that your immune system is strong, you're not getting viruses. If you do have viruses, that you can heal them
and learn the lessons.
You can release them, learn the lessons from them. Yes.
Because I mean, we're humans. Biology happens. Spirituality happens. Sometimes it crosses paths. Sometimes they're in the same energy.
Yes.
But everything that happens has a purpose, has a reason. Every illness has a purpose and has a reason. And I'm actually, honestly, kind of thankful that I was able to go through that journey. because it taught me so much coming out of it. Like I genuinely feel like I'm a completely different person. I mean, I look like a completely different person. My hair's a different color. Like I feel so much
That's
lighter.
true.
I got rid of half of everything I owned. I got rid of like half of
Yes.
all of the baggage that I felt like was holding me back emotionally. And I think too, like contributing to what you just said, it creates space for you to have new and better and
Yes.
healthier and happier. So once you it's like cutting your hair and being like, that was that time and place, you know,
Yeah.
I let it go. I release this energy. And then it creates space for so much more love and better things to find you.
I think it's important too to realize that the majority of all illness is designed for you to have more spiritual connection.
Yeah.
And for you to have that downtime to sort things out. And when you're not taking it, the universe will push you into something where you have to lay down for a while, where you have to unplug, and where you can have that opportunity to really piece things together. And that's what we really wanted to talk to you guys about today, because like I said, there's people, when you talk about it this last year and the different types of struggles, if they're not learning from this virus, if we as the whole world, right, because this is a global thing happening, if we do not realize the valuable lesson that this is teaching us, if we're not right now making our spiritual wake-up call count, if we're not right now getting in alignment with what we truly, truly desire and know that we're worthy of it, then then I don't feel like the virus has taught us what it was meant to, and we'll have to have it again, so let's get those lessons. Let's like really raise our vibration on this. Let's really gain what this is about, what this is teaching us, and let's make those changes in our life. Let's like chase wild dreams and really become happy and really start to be that creator, rather than the settler that we've been programmed to be.
Not to go back to what we said before, but it's when I was cleaning out my closet, I just remembered this, but I felt like I got a second wind of it because it was like I had spent like 12 straight hours. I was just so focused. I was like, I need to get rid of everything. Like I had this like feeling overcome me. I was like, this needs to happen now. Like I need to and I just dove in and did it and got it all done and like drove to Goodwill, made a couple trips, and then did all my stuff. But I remember that night I was like, I think I called you. I was like, I think I have it again. I don't know how, but I think I have it again. I was like getting chills. I was like feeling ill, but I really do feel like it was almost like an energetic like pressure and release had like been pulled away, and my body was like readjusting. Like I was really kind of spooky because it was like it's not that I felt like I was emotionally attached to a lot of the things that I got rid of, because I was kind of like, it's just stuff. And I knew that mentally, but something about like the energetic shift like really kind of rocked me. And I had to, again, after going through that process of like purging and cleansing, I was again forced to like take it easy for a few days. And I think it was like a reminder of like, okay, now you got rid of everything. Remember what you learned though.
Yes. Yeah. Don't go and replace all those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And be in the same pattern.
So then I was like instantly like, okay, now that you've purged, care for yourself again.
Yes.
Reconnect with your energy again.
Yes.
Rediscover what it is that you're going to be bringing into your life that's going to then serve you in a higher, healthier way.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that before I forgot, but it happened. And so it comes in waves sometimes too.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Lonnie.
Yeah.
Will you see if there's any questions in the chat room?
Yeah.
And I wanted just to say hi to a few people. Hello, Laura, Rhonda. Hello. Mary, nice to see you, Mary. Yeah. So if you missed the beginning, feel free to watch this again on the replay, or it's always available on YouTube. We're talking in the beginning about the virus energy and about how this is attracted into your body based on worthiness. Virus is always connected to worthiness. We are the vibrational frequency of the viruses that we attract and the ones that we have to experience. But the beauty is viruses are not bad. They're not the bad guy. They're here to teach us lessons. And when we can really get that lesson and elevate our consciousness around it, we gain a stronger immunity. We gain more spiritual, emotional, physical protection, and it usually comes in the way of self-love and self-value and self-worth. So that's what we're talking about here today.
Also, guys, quick reminder for those of you that really want to get a love charm bag. This is the last week.
Oh, that's right. This is the last one. This is the last one. So if you want one of these sweet little things, Love the smell. And they are meant to just remind you how valuable you are, to raise your love vibration and help you attract soulmate love. So do hashtag love charm bag if you would like one. This is the last time we're offering these. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we've given away so many. And they've gone to countries, like tons of different countries. They've been all over the United States and many different countries. It is so much fun for us to make these for you guys and to be able to share them. But this is the last one. So please do hashtag love charm bag if you want to be in today's drawing. Okay. I think I'm going to pull a couple hearts, Lonnie. Or do you have any questions for me?
We got some people
or comments?
kind of commenting on what we said here.
Oh, hi, Elaine.
Laura says, I've been lucky enough not to contract it. That's good.
Very good.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Rhonda adds, did you see my post? LOL, I've been sick for 10 days.
Oh, Rhonda. I did not see that. I didn't know. Oh, perfect, Rhonda. This is so wonderful because just like we were talking about, when you're having a big life change too, it really triggers up all your fears and phobias about why you may have previously tried to make the best of a bad situation. And so as that's being triggered up, it can reveal to us all the patterning and programming that we received from our ancestors, from our parents, from our upbringing. And this is such a good and beautiful time for you to actually sit there while you're recovering with a little notebook and just jot it down every time you have a thought about, fear of life changes, fear of taking full power, fear of this or fear of that, or why is it taking too long, or anything ridiculous like that we all think as humans. Write it down, and then you can cleanse it all and just release it all. This is a really valuable time because there's so many things changing, so much more connectivity and so much more empowerment for people that are making this shift happen right now, that are taking the lessons of this virus, that are like really making internal and external changes in their lives. There's a huge opening and there's a huge boost of energy coming for you. And so I'm so happy that you're here watching this. Just allow whatever to be released, allow it to go out nice and easy, and then fill up on that worthiness. And really, like we talked about earlier, rather than making the best of a bad situation or even a mediocre situation, become the magnificent creator in your life. Big, big dreams, big, big goals. And yes, you can do it. Okay. So that's how we shift that and really amp up our worthiness, is that we really decide to believe in our biggest dreams and know we're worthy of having that.
Looks like Laura wants to add to this too. She says, the past year has jump-started my spirituality and I'm choosing to create now too.
Oh, that's awesome, Laura. Good.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Yes, that's awesome. And, that's what I was doing too. The whole time that this pandemic has been occurring, I've been working and creating programs and I've really been thriving because I chose to use the isolation to refocus my energies and the way that I was providing services to others. So I just created I just went to town on it and just had this boom and this explosion with my business. It was a massive shift in my creativity and the way that I was doing things. So I really, I also did a lot of what we're talking about today. It was very beneficial. So
awesome. We got a lot of love charm bags.
Oh,
here.
good. Yay.
Love charm bags. Lots of
Maria's joined us. Hi, Maria.
Hi, Maria. Awesome. You want to do that? Maybe we can do that. Love hearts.
Oh, yeah. I'll pull some of these and you can go through. Do you want to make that announcement again for the...
Yeah. Guys, if you're just turning in, the Love Charm Bag, this is the last week to win one. From here on out, if you guys want to purchase one, we're going to get some prices set up for these in the future because they're amazing. They're supercharged. They're full of magical herbs and there's a crystal inside. And it's basically designed to attract more self-love and also more romantic love into your life. But the energy of love is the energy of the universe. So you can kind of use this charm bag for whatever purpose that you're trying to pull towards you. It's kind of like a nice little supercharged magnet, but it's definitely designed with the energy of love. So if you want to win This is the very, very, very last week to win a free one. So type in hashtag love charm bag in the comments.
Yes.
To select a winner by the end of the episode.
Yeah. And if we want somebody that hasn't won yet, because it's the last opportunity.
Yeah, we're hoping for someone that hasn't won, just because there's been a couple of repeats, which is awesome. You can give these away to friends.
Yes.
They can see gifts. Like,
absolutely.
Whoever wins is meant to win. But, you know, we're hoping that someone that hasn't won yet would, you know, probably really benefit from it. So
yeah.
Okay,
so I've got the hearts, and I'm just gonna stir them up here. We'll see what some of our messages are for today for you guys listening. Okay, or they're not restricted by time. So if you're listening to this later or on the replay, it's also relevant. So this is your message. Okay. And I have to like keep dumping out the bag because we keep making new ones because we read so many. So I'm like, we're gonna have to get a bigger bag maybe. Oh, okay. So this is sweet. So this is Heavenly Kiss, okay, which tells me that you guys have loved ones in heaven that are definitely aware of what is going on here on earth. They're definitely aware of the virus energy, but they see it as beautiful, and they're here to support you with their love. They're helping you make your shifts and changes. They realize that they also had the same programming and that they see you healing it. So you have a lot of support in the spirit world, and you have lots of love, hugs, and kisses coming from your loved ones in heaven. So just accept that kind of extra added warmth, nurturing, and affection. You're not alone. Even if you're isolated, even if you're recovering, you're not alone. You have loved ones around you right now. So I love that. Okay, let's get another one. Oops, I've got a little hole in my bag. Okay. All right. And whoop, there we go. Priority. So let's talk about this for a moment, because this is so perfect. As we're talking about worthiness issues, it must be said that you have to make yourself a priority. How many times have you put so many people in front of you, thinking that that was a good thing to do, right? But then never fulfilling yourself. This is where your body holds on to unworthiness. Like, why didn't you fight stronger for yourself? Why didn't you want to be first in line? Why didn't you want to stand out? Why didn't you want to be the best of the best at whatever it is you do? What programming made you stay back and try to stay small and stay safe and stay hidden, right? That's worthiness. So that's why it's so beautiful right now that people are really learning the lesson of this and going, that's it. You know, another thing that I've seen is people going, I've had enough of isolation. I've had enough of not being around people. And they're really deciding, like, when all of this is cleared and all this is lifted, I want to be in a better position. I want to have more dinner parties. I want to celebrate more with my friends. I want to spend more time outdoors. I want to really, really appreciate my freedom and my energy and my vitality. And all of a sudden, you're seeing this shift in the way people are eating, exercising, spending time with loved ones, appreciating freedom, appreciating health, appreciating. So that's the huge global takeaway. And so I just really love that. But in that, you must make yourself a priority and become clear on this. This is a very, very important message for you today, to ensure that in every area of your life, take a good look around and make sure that you're the priority.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah, that's it. That's what she
said. All right. So should we pick one more then? Let's just do one more heart.
Okay. I think 3's a good number.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, that's good. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. Communicate. I love that. And you know what? That's just what we're doing here. We're just communicating with you. And by the way, thanks for tuning in, because we love to connect with you here. And we love to have this opportunity to communicate with you here. And there's so many of you tuning in from like overseas, from the UK and from all different places. And we just love that because it's like no matter how far we are, we can always connect here. We can always communicate here. And I also feel that, that's another part of the message or the lessoning around the virus is really clarifying that you can communicate with people. You can connect with your own body even. You can connect with the virus inside of you and communicate with it. So if you remember from the description in the spiritual anatomy, it said, download feelings for yourself or increase your own worthiness. But then also, instead of thinking the virus is a monster, send love to the virus as well. Okay. So sometimes people are afraid to send love to the virus because they think, well, won't that make the virus stronger and more dangerous? No, love transforms, love shifts. So sending love to the virus is a higher vibration that literally makes the virus have less of it lessens its hold, it lessens its strength because the love is actually shifting it, healing it from the inside out. So communicate within your own body, within your own cells. So don't just focus on the worthiness. Go in there and talk to that virus. Hi, I'm so-and-so. What are you doing? I just want to say I love you. And also thank you for these valuable lessons that you've taught me. Okay. So go ahead and send love to that virus, shift it within your body, and allow it to do everything it's meant to. Transform you, transform your body, transform your world.
Love that perspective because I feel like communication, typically we assume like, oh, let's communicate with the people around us, our friends, our family, our coworkers, anybody that we might have communication issues with. But I love the perspective of communicating with yourself. Like, I think, being able to go in and talk to yourselves and talk to, what's happening with your body, communicate with your body, but then also communicate like kind of with your inner child in a way too. And like, hey, have I been caring for you the way that you need to be cared for?
Yes.
That's that's almost like a whole other card, but that's
we'll do that on another thing.
We'll come back to that topic.
Just remember, like, the cells in your body have like full memory of everything you've ever been through. Okay. And so think about the ones that are being affected right now with the virus or having recovered from it if you had it, earlier in the year, or any fear that you may have around getting it. Okay. All of these things, relevant energies. Where's your energy at? What energy are you holding in your body? What energy are your cells holding on to right now? And let's see if we can shift that today. Like really make a conscious decision today to value yourself, make yourself a priority, know that you're worthy of having the best of the best of the best. Start forming your action plan, allow the universe to assist you, do that super nutrition, do the superfoods, allow yourself to really, really shift in this transformative energy we're experiencing.
Yeah, you're worthy of being like the main character in your life and being successful.
And I love that.
Thriving.
Yeah, be the main character. Write your own movie, and you're the lead. Okay.
Yep.
So what do you want to experience? Yeah. All right. Do you want to pick somebody, Lon?
Yeah. Before we pick someone, I just wanted to add this comment.
Oh, sure.
Allison's. I wanted to say thank you for letting me win the love charm. It just made me feel so peaceful and helping me with the grief of the passing of my husband, Paul. Thank you again so much.
Oh, you're so welcome, Allison. Thank you for sharing that.
That's really sweet. Thanks, Allison. We're happy that we can help.
Yeah, I hope we can feel our love on that because we did infuse that. We always bless them, and we literally just channel and infuse our love charm bags with so much energy. So we really are so happy that you got to receive that, Allison. So thank you for letting us know.
All right, guys, very last chance. We're gonna do drum roll. I'm gonna pick someone. If you're trying to squeeze in there, now's the time to put it in the comments. Drum roll for love charm bag. All right, we're gonna pick Rhonda.
Woohoo! Yay! All right.
Congratulations.
Perfect. Good.
Woo-hoo!
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and we'll get that in the mail for you, Rhonda. If we need to have an address update, maybe you can text that to me or put it in the message on Facebook, a private message, and I will be sure to get that in the mail. Me and Lonnie will give it an extra boost, and it's our last one that we're giving away on the Love Witch Live. So Congratulations, you're our last winner. That's awesome. It's meant to be. Yeah, it's meant to be. And, that's also perfect because as you've been recovering, I'm sure you can use a boost of some self-love and
absolutely,
and some really great vibrations. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Remember, you can always watch the playback of the Love Witch. If you missed the beginning, if you want more information about how to shift virus energy in your body, or why you may have attracted it to you in the first place, please go back and watch the beginning of this episode. They're always available. I think you can watch them forever on Facebook, but you can also go to my YouTube channel. When we're done streaming, it'll always be on my YouTube channel. So at any time.
A nice selection of videos. It's a good little playlist we got set up now. So if you want to even pop in and see different topics that you've missed in the past, there's a huge library if you guys want to pop in and get some information, because I think we share a lot of valuable stuff on these episodes.
Yeah, and on the Love Witch playlist, it will just be the title of the episode will be just titled what the card is, what the spiritual anatomy card is. That's how we select our topics. So the names are really simple. They're just clearly laid out. But once you start listening to the episode, you'll realize that there is a lot of valuable content that's intertwined. It's not a small specific topic. You'll find value in every single one. Sometimes we do healing. Sometimes we just uplift. Sometimes we share information. They're all a little bit different. So I just want to let you guys know that they're all there on YouTube. If you ever want to watch them, and if it's raining, if it's crappy weather, you just want to have like a Love Witch binge day, go right ahead.
Honestly, I love listening to like podcasts and stuff when I'm cooking. So if you guys even want to like play this while you're cooking and getting ready in the morning, that's a great way to just kind of like pop in and get some spiritual guidance, some good vibes for the day.
Yes.
Yeah. Share it with your friends too if you enjoy this. Pass it to your friends. Like, we love having more people watching, and we love being able to help people. So
absolutely.
This is something that you feel like there's someone in your life that you might know who can really benefit from these episodes. Feel free to share a link.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, YouTube has a link. It's very shareable. All right, you guys, thank you so much. We're just sending you tons and tons of love today. All the love. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.